Okay, let's get started. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning. And welcome to another Kartik Zoom session. This time we'll be hearing from His Grace Dhananjay Krishna Prabhuji on the significance of Govardhan Puja, right? So Prabhuji joined ISKCON with his family in around 2012 and has been very involved in the community since then. Prabhuji, along with his family, are some of the supporting pillars for ISKCON Bergen, and they spend so much time and effort in serving in whatever capacity they can, from cooking to festival planning and so much more. Prabhuji is a disciple of His Holiness Lokav Maharaj, and professionally, he runs his own software development company. So let's go off mute and welcome him with a loud Haribol.
Haribol.
All right, Prabhuji, I'll request you to go ahead and start sharing.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You're audible, yes.
Yeah. Okay, you can hear me, right?
I can hear and I can see your screen, yes.
Okay. First, we'll start with the pranam mantras. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadadi Swapradantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Chatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhavaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuva eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome everyone to this Kartik reading. First of all, I would like to thank His Grace Ramchandra Prabhuji for giving me this opportunity to speak on Giriraj Govardhan. And wish you all, first of all, wish you all the happy Govardhan Puja Day. May Lord Giriraj Govardhan fulfill all your spiritual desires. So the story is the significance of Giriraj Govardhan. So Govardhan Hill is acknowledged as a sacred mountain that descended from Golok Vrindavan from the spiritual world. It is also considered as the crown jewel of Braja and the king of all mountains. Hence, it is known Giriraj. Now, what is the definition of Giriraj? Here we refer to the word Giriraj as Giri is the mountain and Raj means the king. So he is the Govardhan Hill is referred to as the king of mountains. So the story goes here like this, like Sri Krishna Leela narrates the story of the descendant of Govardhan Hill from Golok Vrindavan. So once Nand Maharaj had asked his brother Sunanda, how did Govardhan Hill appeared on the planet Earth. So his brother Sananda replied that King Pandu, the father of the Pandavas, had asked Bhishma Pitama about the story of the Govardhan Hill and its appearance. And then Bhishma Pitama explained this from Garga Samhita. Now, Garga Samhita, as some of you may know, that it is a scripture written by Garga Mahamuni. Like Brahma, we have Brahma Samhita, we have Garga Samhita. So Garga Samhita is written by Garga Mahamuni. So in the transcendental abode of Krishna, Golok Vrindavan, there was a discussion happening between Krishna and Srimati Radharani that they would appear in the planet Earth to do their pastimes and to annihilate the miscreants. So Krishna told Radharani, Srimati Radharani, my dear Radha, please come with me. So Srimati Radharani said, how can I go to the planet Earth? There's nothing there. I cannot leave Golok Vrindavan because we have the Govardhan Hill, we have Yamuna Maharani, and so many sacred places here. I cannot go there. I can only go on one condition. I can only go on one condition if Govardhan Hill and Yamuna Maharani appears on the planet Earth. Having heard this, Krishna said, so be it. So we will go and do our pastimes on the planet Earth. So then there's a mountain which is known as Dronachal. Dronachal gave birth to a son named Govardhan. Now, as we see the name called Govardhan, why it is named, why the name Govardhan came and how it came. So Govardhan has been known, Govardhan. One of the meaning of go is cows. Go also means senses. Vardhan means providing nourishment so that the body grows, the devotees get nourishment, and it's also the Govardhan is also known as the desire fulfilling. It fulfills the desires of all the devotees. So hence the name of Govardhan. So when Govardhan appeared, demigods like Indra and other demigods, they showered flowers at the time of Govardhan's birth. The great mountains like Himalayas and Sumeru came there to offer respect. When Govardhan appeared, they performed the parikrama of Govardhan and accepted him as their king. They offer very nice prayers to Govardhan for having descended from the spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan. And they described him as the crown jewel of Vraja. So when Govardhan had appeared, it was 64 miles long, 40 miles wide, and 16 miles in height. So this was the dimensions of Govardhan when it had initially appeared in Satyuga. Once when Pulasya Muni visited this Dvipa called Samali in the beginning of Satyuga, he saw that this Govardhan hill is providing abundant fruits, beautiful flowers, and auspicious caves where he can do his meditation. And also he saw that there are gushing streams and rivers. One second. He saw the gushing stream and rivers and slopes and nectar trees, desire fulfilling trees, the sound of the peacock and the chirping birds. And Pulasya Muni was so mesmerized that he wanted to take take Govardhan with him. Then he approached Dronacharya, so not Dronacharya, Dronachal mountain, that I want to take your son. Having heard this, Dronachal mountain was not happy and he was sad. How can I give my son? So when Govardhan heard this, he said to Pulasna Muni, my dear sage, I would appear, I would come with you, but there's only one condition. If you drop me somewhere, wherever you drop me, I would not move after that. So here Pulasna Muni wanted to go to Kashi and take Govardhan to Kashi. So Govardhan was not willing, but eventually, due to the fear that the sage may curse him, Govardhan decided to go with Pulasna Muni. So Govardhan also asked, I am so heavy, how would you carry me? Pulasna Muni said with pride, I would carry you on my right palm. And then when they left, so as they were going towards Kashi, they happened to pass through Vrajdam. When they were passing through Vrajdam, Govardhan remembered that this is the abode of Lord Sri Krishna. The Govardhan hill thought that this is the abode and Sri Krishna is going to appear here. So he decided that he had a desire that I want to stay in Raja. And so he made himself very heavy. So he made himself very heavy. So, so as the Govardhan was getting heavy, Pulastya Muni was no longer able to handle Govardhan. And so he put the Govardhan down and took a break. And then he forgot that if he keeps him down, Govardhan will not move again. So after returning, when he tried to lift Govardhan, he could not lift it. And then Govardhan said, as per our agreement, dear Pulastya Muni, I cannot move from here anymore. So Pulastya Muni then cursed Govardhan that you will reduce by the size of sesame seed every day. So now this Govardhan hill, as we all know, in Satyuga, appeared in Satyuga, it was 64 miles by 40 miles by 60 miles, 16 miles. That was the size of Govardhan in Satyuga. And but it got a curse from Pulastya Muni that it would shrink. So Govardhan Hill also knows the secret of serving Krishna and how to service devotees. Now, from Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a verse, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 21, verse 18. Here it is mentioned, Hantayam Adri Rabala Hari Dasavarayo Yat Ram Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodaha Manam Tanoti Sa Goganayustayo Yat Paniya Suyavasa Kandara Kandamuli. So the translation goes as this. Of all the devotees, this Govardhan hill is the best. Oh, my friends, this hill supplies Krishna and Balram with the cows and cow's friends with all kind of necessities. Water for drinking, the soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers, and vegetables. In this way, hill offer respects to the Lord. Being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balram, Govardhan Hills appears very jubilant. This is also mentioned in Chaitanya Charitra Amrita Antya Leela 14.86 and from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.21.18. Sometimes we may have a question. How could the whole of Raja fit under Govardhan Hill when Govardhan Hill is only a part of Raja? Now we see people doing parikrama of Govardhan. So the acharyas have explained, and our spiritual masters have explained that when Govardhan was in so much of ecstasy, when he was lifted by Krishna, uh, and because of that, in ecstasy, he expanded his size. And what kind of service he provided to the devotees and the Lord? He had to give shelter to the residents of Vrindavan from fierce wind, from the torrential rain and the hail, and from the thunderbolts of Indra. We know, like, due to pride of Indra, when the Vrajavasis stopped worshipping Indra, on Krishna's instruction, Indra was very angry, and uh, he instructed Samartha cloud to destroy the Vraja. And then, when the time had come, Govardhan himself expanded, so he covered the whole of Raja. But at the time when the rains and when the rain was happening, the Govardhan Hill did not feel distress. That he was jubilant, and because being touched by Krishna, and he was in the service of devotees. In whatever condition he was still jubilant. Why? Because he was serving Krishna and being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balram. Now, how does Golden Hill serves the servants of the Lord? Now, Govardhan Hill is also known as the best servant of the Lord Hari because he gives his whole body for the service of Hari. Now, Krishna and Balram, when they used to take the cows, they used to walk on the Govardhan Hill. So now imagine, Govardhan was ready to give everything for Krishna. Now, what will happen if someone walks on our body? Will we feel jubilant? Now, even if a devotee comes and walks our body or stands over of a body, would we feel jubilant? Would we feel happy? No. We will say, okay, why would anyone walk on our body? We say, the Shastra says that we should be das dasanu das. When we say it, we should also mean it. So here we see Govardhan Hill is serving the Lord and his devotees as das dasanu das. No matter what Krishna and devotees do, he accepts this service very happily. Now, how does the Govardhan Hill is serving the Lord? The Govardhan Hill serves the Lord by supplying fresh water for drinking, especially from its waterfalls. Krishna and the cowherd boys and the calves would also wash their hands and feet in Govardhan's water and drink it as well. Suyavas is known as a soft grass. Some of the grass from Govardhan Hill is being used in the sacrifices, and other grasses, especially the soft grass, the fragrant grass, was used to feed the cows so they would become strong and healthy and give very, very nice milk. Gandharva cave, sometimes when it was very hot, Krishna and Balram and gopis would take shelter in the Govardhan cave and feel cool there. Even it was so cold, they would take shelter in the caves to feel warm. Now, what is this Kandamul? Kandamul is called the roots. the cows and the boys would eat the roots from the hill, as well as the fruits and vegetables and flowers and many other items. And when Krishna and Balaram would walk on Govardhan hill would melt in ecstatic love, and the stone would become so soft like butter, giving to the feet pleasure to the feet of the Lord. And then the Govardhan hill would also create thrones for Krishna to sit and enjoy his pastime. So here we see how hill was serving the Lord. So when Krishna used to walk, Krishna's feet were so soft that Govardhan hill would make the way so soft that Krishna's feet don't get hurt. So these were the services that Govardhan hill was happily doing for the Lord. So meeting and serving Radha and Krishna. So Govardhan was involved in serving Radha and Krishna with their pastimes. As we saw that gopis also appreciated the Govardhan hill as the best of the servants. Now, we know that Govardhan hill is not only Lord, but he also was serving the devotees as their servants. But gopis were in a mood of separation, and that's why they wanted to. They looked at Govardhan hill as the servant of the Lord and not as the Lord himself. Although because we see, although Krishna has once revealed himself in Govardhan, himself that he is Govardhan hill. We see the gopis appreciating Govardhan hill as the best servants, not as Krishna. Because in the mood of separation, they wanted to serve Krishna and they did not wanted to not directly meet Krishna, but by seeing him or hearing about him, they became attached to him. So what did the gopis think here? Why did gopis consider Govardhan hill as the servant? Because Govardhan hill is the best devotee of the Lord. And gopis think that when we take the shelter of the best devotees of the Lord or the devotees of the Lord, our our desires would be fulfilled and we would be able to see Krishna. Because Lord cannot be approached directly. Lord can be approached only through his servants. Here we see the one of the servants is Govardhan. We see Lord Hanuman also. So we should similarly approach the Lord through his servants. Lord is always pleased when we approach him through his servants, through his representatives, through spiritual masters. As we see, as we have heard in the Shastras, that spiritual master is the representative of the Lord. So we should appear in that way. Now, serving the how did Govardhan serve? The servant of the servant. Now, Govardhan is like we know, he served the servants with all the necessities they need: milk, water, grass, and different kinds of foods. Govardhan used to provide. Now the question here arises, is Govardhan really Krishna or Krishna's devotee or Krishna himself? Now both are true. So when at the time of Govardhan Puja, when the devotees, when the Brajavasis went to Govardhan to offer the bhogas, Krishna expanded himself and he said to the Brajavasis that I am the Govardhan hill. Here we see that gopis worshipped Govardhan as the best devotee of Krishna, Hari Das Varyo. So here Hari Das Varyo means he's the Das of the Lord, Lord Hari. So both ways, if we see that Krishna, Govardhan is a devotee and also Krishna himself. Now, why do we go approach Krishna through his devotees? As we know, like Lord Gaurachandra is Krishna himself. When Krishna had appeared in the Dwapar Yuga, he could not give the prem, but Lord Gaurachandra was able to give the love of Godhead. He is more merciful than Krishna. So it is also mentioned in the Shastras that the devotees of the Lord are more merciful than the Lord himself. So always we must remember this, that we have to go through proper parampara. So devotees, our Shiksha gurus, then our Diksha gurus, other devotees, and then Krishna would be Krishna would take take us to his abode. If we do not go in this mode, we will not be able to achieve Krishna. If we are not able to serve the devotees, Krishna will not allow us to enter into his abode. So now, what are the lessons I learned from this? Krishna has his own plans. Here we see that Pulastya Muni wanted to carry Govardhan Hill to Kashi so that he could do his meditation. But Krishna had his own plans. He did not wanted Govardhan to go to Kashi, but he wanted Govardhan to reside in Vraja. We should never get puffed up with what Krishna has provided. We know that Indra, when the Brajvasis stopped worshipping Indra, Indra was very angry and he wanted to kill the residents of Vraja. He was puffed up with the ego, and then he did not even consider that whatever he has, it has been given to Krishna by Krishna himself. So we should never get puffed up with what we have been provided. Here in this case, like Indra. Never consider yourself as a devotee. So here we see, like some of us, we think that we are great devotees of Lord. We are doing so much of seva. We do this, we do that. Now this I am applying to myself, so that we do so much of seva, we get puffed up like Indra. So we think that we are the masters, but it is actually not true. We must always realize that whatever we have is by the mercy of the Lord. And we should use everything in the service of the Lord and his devotees. Serve devotees with samshit prasadam on regular basis. Here when we see, like we go to everyday Sunday program, we get lot of prasadam. Devotees cook so much of prasadam and serve other devotees. So that should be our mood. Always serve devotees with prasadam. Invite devotees to your home. Give them the place to sit, offer water, prasad, and give them gifts. That way, when you do it, and when you do it, you should be in the mode of a servant. Normally, we say we are dasanudas, but do we really mean it? Some of us we say, but we do not actually practice it. We must practice until we reach. We must practice to be dasanudas, to purify, to make Krishna happy. distribute whatever you have with the devotees. Now we all Krishna has given all of us so much that we most of the time we use it for our own sense gratification. When we do this, when we use everything we have, our wealth, our body, our senses, when we use it in our service, we serve our own senses. Krishna is not happy. But when we distribute it with the devotees, open the doors for the devotees, and like how Govardhan opened himself for the service of devotees, we should be always in that mood to serve the devotees with whatever we have. We should not worry, okay, if we distribute, we would our our opulence will reduce, our wealth will reduce. No, the more you give, the more you share, Krishna gives you more. But the intention should always be in the mode of service. Never should be in the mode of asking. We should be a giver. Always try to give, give, give. Never try to be a taker. When you give, you give, you give, Krishna is pleased. As we see, like, why Govardhan Hill is the best of the devotees? Because he was always ready, always prepared to serve the devotees and fulfill the desire of the devotees. Don't work to satisfy your own sentence, but work to please Krishna. So some of us, like we work day and night, and we to fulfill our senses, we buy this, we buy that, we buy big cars, we buy big houses. We have so much of wealth. We must we must realize this, that whatever we have, it is only temporary, and after some time it will be gone, because our body is temporary, and we will eventually have to leave this place at one point. So better use it in the service of devotees. Provide shelter to the devotees in need. If someone comes, like devotees, if some devotees come to us for some help, we should be always eager to help them, because it is not our wealth, and not we don't own it. We must realize that Krishna has given us so that we can serve the devotees properly. Also work in such a way that Krishna is eager to see us. We go to the temple to see the Lord, but do we think Lord is happy to see us? For some of them, yes, people, devotees who are serving the Lord day and night, Krishna is always happy to see them. Krishna goes to the devotees himself and sells himself to, mm, to the devotees, like the Lord did for Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Hanuman, Govardhan Hill, Gopis, Sudama. There's so many examples in the scriptures that we should keep reading, that it would wipe away our ego. When we have an ego for something, okay, that I am the biggest of devotees. Look down to Prahlad Maharaj. Look down to Dhruv Maharaj, that they are bigger devotees than us. And that would bring down our ego. If we feel proud by our wealth, look at the devotees, Amrish Maharaj, how wealthy he was. Even the six Goswamis, they were so wealthy that so much of wealth they had. They put everything in Krishna's service. The wealth they had would put Bill Gates to shame. That was the amount of wealth they used. But they were never in ego. That is why they were the very dear to Krishna. And we must act in such a way that Krishna also is eager to meet us. So with this, I would like to end and open the forum for questions, comments, suggestions.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for that wonderful overview and kind of deep dive into Govardhan and his Leelas. So thank you for that, Prabhuji. Of course, as Prabhuji said, if you have any questions, comments, personal realizations, or any thoughts you'd like to share, please unmute yourself and or drop it in the chat and I can read it for you.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, wonderful narration. I have a question and sort of trying to get my understanding clear on one of the things. So first question is, where did Govardhan landed first when it it appeared in on planet Earth?
Okay, so when Govardhan appeared on the planet Earth in Satyuga, it appeared in the this place called North, where we have that Uttarakhand, right? So it appeared on the northern on the hills, basically on the Uttarakhand initially when it had appeared. So Uttarakhand was the place where the sages used to meditate.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. And then second question is the story where Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill. I heard this a few times now. So one of the interpretations was that Krishna encouraged all the Brajavasi to put their sticks also under the hill, so they feel that they are part of this journey, right? Today's interpretation that you said is Krishna declared himself as Govardhan Hill and expanded himself.
Yes.
So one being like, I cannot lift this alone. Come join me and help me in this cause. Second is, I am the one, right? So both seems to be like two different interpretations. So what was the reasoning behind it? It seems like by simple mind, human mind, I would think it's a contradictory thing, but how it's coming together.
Okay. So first of all, Krishna lifted the Govardhan on his left hand's pinky finger, right? So when Krishna lifted the Govardhan in the pinky finger, the other Brajvasis, they knew Krishna was, they were impressed that Krishna is a very divine child, very divine, but they never considered Krishna as the supreme. So when Krishna was holding the Govardhan, the other Brajvasis was putting the stick, thinking that they would help Krishna. But Krishna never told them to put the stick. But when they were putting the stick, Krishna never stopped them because Krishna used to play with them, like, the other Brajvasi used to consider him as their friend, right? So they never thought of Krishna as the Lord. So Krishna allowed them to put the stick. So, but it was not required because Krishna himself is the Lord. He lifted the Govardhan in his pinky finger. So also you must be aware, right, that in Treta Yuga, Lord Hanuman lifted when he wanted to get the Sanjeevani, right? He lifted the mountain because he could not figure out. So he lifted the mountain and brought it to Lord Ram, to Lord Ram, so that Lakshman can be cured. So we cannot leave. What to think of Govardhan? We can even let's say you have a stone which is 10 feet, or even a stone which is 1 feet, right? Can we lift it on our finger or even on our hand for 7 days? No, right?
No, no, yeah.
So that is where it says it it proves itself that Krishna is the Lord. Was that your question, or
No, I think question is one where he's encouraging the community to be part of it.
Mhm.
And second is like, I'm the one. Like
Okay.
where uh,
Okay.
I think another question is like, is he declaring himself the Govardhana in front of all the Brajvasis, or just in the text that we are
Mm,
hearing? That is where it is declared.
Krishna declared himself as Govardhan Hill himself. When
Right. To whom, Prabhuji?
to Krishna declaring himself as the Govardhan Hill to the Brajvasis who
Okay.
had assembled to offer Bhoga to the Govardhan Hill. When Krishna told Indra to stop, when Krishna told the Brajvasis to stop Indra's worship, they all took the Bhogas to offer it to the Govardhan Hill, right? So when they went there, and they were offering the Bhogas, Krishna expanded himself and appeared on the top of the Govardhan Hill. And Lord Krishna said, like, when they were offering the bhogas, Krishna started eating them. And then he said, Anayor, Anayor, give me more, give me more. So Lord wanted more and more. He wanted to make the devotees happy. So he took all the bhogas. It's not like Krishna needs anything. Krishna is self-sufficient. But to please his devotees, Krishna accepts the service. Does that answer your question, Prabhu?
Sort of, Prabhuji. I think I would not take everyone's time. I will
Mhm.
connect with you separately on this.
Sure, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhu.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, if not, I will.
So one point,
Yeah.
would like
Yes, Prabhuji.
Ashish Prabhu, in one sense, who is Balram, right? And who is Srimati Radharani? They are two different personalities, Krishna and Srimati Radharani. Correct, Ashish Prabhu?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
And Krishna and Balram are also different, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. But where does Balram come from? Balram is the first expansion of Krishna. And Srimati Radharani is also expansion. So in one sense, they are different, but in one sense, they are the same. So similarly, although Govardhan appears as Krishna, and Krishna performs so many pastimes also there, but he's also an expansion of Krishna, and Krishna accepts all the bhoga and everything from Giriraj also. So he says, I'm non-different from him also. He's my devotee, I'm also at the same time non-different. Balram is my time, he's an expansion. I'm Balram also. There is no difference. In that sense, we can understand. And the Brajvasis putting the stick is basically that love for them. So they want to support Krishna. That way, what in case he's upset, he's not able to hold it. So they are trying to put as many support underneath. So at that point, Krishna, what he does is he sees them and he lets go. He lets go. He brings his finger down. Oh, you want to lift it. And as soon as he brings his finger down, all the sticks start breaking. And they said, oh, hold on. Lift it again. So Krishna is just showing that, okay, you're trying to, okay, so you are managing everything, huh? Okay, let me walk away. And when hell falls on us, then Krishna says, okay, then we understand that it's not us, it's Krishna. So
Okay, so yeah, I think that part of story I did not hear it before. Thank you, Prabhuji, for clarifying. It makes sense now.
And I'll send you. Actually, I'll post it here right now in the chat, and it's exactly this question that you ask: is Govardhan Krishna or a devotee of Krishna? And it's very nicely explained by Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. So you can also, all of you can hear it. Just give me a minute. Until then, Shushila Gauranga.
Okay, so I'll start wrapping up if no one else has any questions. Okay, so once again, I want to thank you all for attending, and thank you to Dhananjay Krishna Prabhu for giving us such an enlightening class, especially on the auspicious occasion of Govardhan Puja, which is today. So a reminder for everyone who is local to New Jersey, tonight at our center, starting at 6 p.m., we will be having the festivities to celebrate Govardhan Puja, including the Abhishek of Govardhan himself. So, and then if you actually also want to bring offerings, we request you bring them before 6:30 p.m. And another thing, traffic to the center will be much more on weekdays compared to the weekend. So please plan accordingly so that we don't arrive late. Tomorrow we will be hearing from Her Grace Sandali Mataji on the story of when Lord Indra fought Vritra, and this will be the regular schedule at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. So I hope to see you all tonight, if not tomorrow evening, for our next session. And Prabhuji has uploaded the link to the question. So please make sure to click on that or copy it before the Zoom ends. And one last announcement, we have a very special birthday today. Her Grace Sankari Kaur Mataji is celebrating her birthday today. So please wish her, unmute yourself and please wish her a happy Krishna conscious birthday. Haribol Mataji, happy Krishna conscious birthday. We know
Hare
this is
Krishna,
Happy birthday.
everyone. Thank you so much.
Very bold.
Thank you.
Happy
Krishna
Thank you,
conscious
Shubh.
birthday.
Devi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you. Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Wish you very happy returns, Krishna conscious birthday, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much. Means so much to me. What a great start of the day. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ever grateful to your association, all of your association here. Thank you.
As our way, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay. So with that, we will end today's session. Have a wonderful rest of your day and celebrating Govardhan Puja in whatever way you can. So Haribol, see you again tomorrow night. Haribol.
Haribol.
Very well.
Very bold.